last episode, we grabbed a bunch of 3D printed parts and then we simply welded on together, and now we have this solid piece of a blade of the blue rose sword. However, we're left with a bunch of these ugly blobs all over the place, which is why we're gonna clean it up right now. Now I want to start the day off with something rough, something fast, you know? Because usually in manufacturing process, you basically want to get rid of material as fast as possible, which is why we're gonna use the delta sander. The flat surface on this thing is definitely gonna shred a bunch of plastic really fast. Got my mask on, got my glasses on. That's the other way around, bro. So we got everything we need: sander, blade, lights. Haji Maruzi. So guys, already been 30 minutes. I've gotten like most of the blobs sanded flat, as you can see right here. You can see I can run my finger through it without any friction. This is the kind of finish you want to get. Here's the tip. When sanding, you always want to make sure to check on your blade from time to time to make sure it's nice and flat. To check for straightness, align your eye with the bevel of a blade and then simply point it to a light source. The reflection of the light should reveal parts of the blade that are bent or not even. You want to flatten them all. And now we can start to move on to this slot right here. These pockets are gonna be the holes where the arrow length thingy is gonna fit in. That's why we're gonna wanna widen these things up a little bit. Now, obviously, this thing is gonna be too big to fit in there, which is why I'm gonna have to switch to my Dremel. I'm gonna start things up with this bit so we can clean the walls as well as flatten the surface at the same time. Honestly, just go whatever tool actually fits in there, bro. It doesn't really matter.
Oh no, I forgot to charge. Alright, fully charged. Lock and loaded. Let's fucking go.
Oh, I nearly forgot something. We're also gonna have to like sand the tank a little bit. Let's see how big this thing is right now. It's 12.15 on this side and also 12.15 on this side. Meanwhile, our handguard is around, that's an 11 flat. God damn. Dude, we got over 1 millimeter to shred off this thing.
After going back and forth for around 30 minutes, I realized something. The delta sander is not exactly effective for reducing sizes. It's more better on flatting because the delta sander shakes so fast it actually melts the parts and just pushes it away instead of just cutting it and removing it completely. So after that, I just decided to manually hand sand it with some leftover sandpaper, which surprisingly actually gets the job done way faster.
Alright, so this piece actually broke off as I was trying to flatten out the tank. I guess I'll leave it be. This is actually much easier to do instead of having the entire blade together. I'll just weld it back later.
Almost there, boys.
So close, bruh. I'm not sure if you guys could see it though. Come on, focus your stupid camera. There's a little bit of burr right there. I think that's the only thing keeping these two parts actually fitting together. Let's get rid of that quick. Got a tip. If this thing's actually stuck, here's what you do. You put one on this side on the table, make sure this flat side is on the table, and you use something hard, and then you just hammer the shit out of it, bro. Comes loose. Alright guys, little update. We've already end up with 1 millimeter gap right now. I think it should already be close now for us to glue it / weld it. So let's move on. What, bro? Sus? Nah, I ain't sus, bro. You sus. This one looks pretty good already. Also, don't forget to test fit your parts to make sure they can actually fit with each other nicely. Anyway, here's a preview of what this thing looks like when it's assembled. It's already looking pretty good though, except it's still black. Black rose sword. Black actually kind of looks good, bro, not gonna lie. Alright, next up we're gonna be sanding some of the IC parts, particularly the handguard, because I've noticed for a few days there's been like quite a few dirt that got in between the layer lines, and I think it's gonna be very difficult to keep it clean if you don't have like a flat surface finish on this thing. So we're gonna have to sand it anyway. I guess we'll just do the handguard, the lingette, basically everything except the handle rings and the rose. These are just way too fragile to do. So I'm finally done with this lingette pieces. This thing took me about like 2 hours each, and now let's move on to— oh shit! Bro, I swear this lingette part has got to be like absolute most painful part to actually do. This thing, it took me like, I don't know, I started working on it last night. This thing took me about like 8 hours to grind and polish up to this point, which is pretty tedious. I'm just gonna quickly give you out the tips of what I did, so you guys can skip all the pain I had to go through. Basically, just break the layer lines with some sort of like the hardest rotary bit you have on your collection, something like a diamond bit. And after that, just like quickly sand it off with 1000 grit sandpaper. Now, you might notice that it's gonna leave like a bunch of white areas on it. That's fine. Honestly, it would take me like, I don't know, 2 extra weeks to actually get this thing pristine with no white flakes whatsoever. Basically, like these white flakes are actually just like filament dust on a rough surface, and it's really hard to get rid of. So I basically just had this thought of putting clear coat on it, and yeah, it works like a charm. But basically by spraying the clear coat, it just like makes it moist and then locks it in place as the clear coat dries. Check it out, bro. This thing looks like something you'd pull out of your ice tray. Damn, that's beautiful. Yeah, bro. I've been out here sanding these things for a total of about 17 hours now. I'm exhausted. So, next up, I'm gonna start by painting the blade. Where the f is the handle, bro? Oh, there it is. So next up, we're gonna be painting the blade as well as the handle, and then we're also gonna put it together in the same video. My sanity is at rock bottom right now, so if you guys would excuse me, I'll just take my fucking break before I completely lose my shit. Until then, say love.